Welcome to Cozy Stories. Please relax and enjoy. Far away in a country named Busytopia, there was a man named Taka, who was a lazy man. He loved nothing more than sleeping and resting. He worked a dead-end job that barely paid enough to cover his rent and food expenses. Despite his lack of ambition, Taka was content with his life. He had no big dreams or aspirations, and he was happy just lazing around all day after work. One day, while Taka was napping in his apartment, he was suddenly transported to another world. As he looked around, he realized that he was no longer in his own world. Taka soon discovered that he had been transported to a world known as Restoria, a land of eternal peace and tranquility. The people of Restoria lived a simple life, with no worries or troubles to disturb their peace. Everyone was always resting, napping, or sleeping most of the day. They had many inventions that were able to help them enjoy their time leisurely. Tom was overjoyed at the prospect of spending the rest of his life in such a paradise. The first day that he was there, he napped the entire time, but day by day he started to get a bit restless. While he was lazy, he still was someone that had a job in his last world. He tried to ask the villagers if there was anything fun to do. Many of them replied that resting was the optimal activity. However, Tom soon realized that even in Restoria, there were some challenges to face. While taking a walk around the town, he found an entrance to an underground cavern that was locked up. It seemed very out of place for the kingdom of Restoria that did not have crime due to how lazy the people were. Taka started to try and pick the lock only for him to realize he had been too lazy to learn in the other world. He was putting the lock back as he found it when he heard a noise. Quickly he hid, not wanting to be found trying to get into a locked place. From his hiding place he saw two people approach the locked gate and slip inside. From the other side of the gate the hooded figure struggled to get the lock back in place. "Hurry up," a voice said from further in the cavern, likely from the other hooded figure. The hooded figure quickly tried to close the lock and run into the cavern. Taka found that this behavior was very different from the rest of the people of Restoria. When he was sure they were gone, he approached the gate and the lock. It appears that the lock had not snapped closed and was very easy to pry open. Taka debated on if it was worth it to follow the hooded figures into a possibly deadly situation, but after debating about it for a while, he decided that his boredom and curiosity should lead his path. He stepped into the cavern and followed the path down. Once down, he heard some various people talking about a ritual that they were going to perform. Taka got closer to hear them better and heard one person yell, "This is why we have been stealing energy from the town. You better not mess this up." As Taka kept listening, he was able to understand that the people in the cavern were people from a cult, and they had been stealing the energy from the town's people to be able to summon a monster. It was unknown what the monster would be used for, but Taka knew that whatever it was did not sound pleasant. Taka rushed from the cavern to try and warn the people of Restoria, but all of them did not want to exert the effort needed to battle the cultists. This meant that Taka was all alone to try and stop the cultists. He decided to do it the best way he knew how, the lazy way. He went to the king to ask for help, King Naptime. Unfortunately, King Naptime was napping and that plan failed. So instead, Taka decided that he would steal a robe and infiltrate the cultists to see if he could get any intel. He did not have a black robe when he came, so he went to the black robe store and stole one. The shopkeeper was too tired to stop Taka, but did voice his displeasure. Taka did wonder why there was a whole store dedicated to black robes in Restoria, or if anyone was ever energetic enough to go shopping. But he decided that was something to think about another time. Once he was in the cave in the ranks of the cultists, Taka realized that the cultist had also been lazy and had left the plans out on a desk without putting them away. It appears the cultists were fans of dragons and decided to summon one. The plans also explained potential security risks in their plans. One of things on the list mentioned how the cavern was below a waterway. Taka knew that the lazy way out was the best way. He opened up the water canal and it wiped away all of the magic circles that the cultists had made. After that, the people of Restoria were free. They had so much more energy than before, thanks to Taka. Taka was very happy until he realized he was once again the laziest person in the land, and then he woke up. The end. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this story. Please like and subscribe.